Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris coming at you with another episode of Blunt Talks. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about edibles. A lot of people are getting into edibles and they're having a bad experience because they're not properly introduced to it. You know, the person that gave it to them probably didn't give them the right instructions or gave them no instructions and they just did whatever they thought they wanted to. Maybe they ate the whole thing and got way too high, or maybe they, didn't wait long enough and maybe they thought that it wasn't working so they ate more, and then when it kicked in, it just kicked in all at once and put them into like a straight up panic attack. So whatever the situation may be, I'm here to try to give you guys a little bit of information about edibles, how to properly dose yourself, the different types of edibles you can get, the different products that are out there, and how they will hit you and how they'll react to your body. Basically, if you're just starting off and you're looking to get into trying like cannabis edibles out, the first thing that you want to think about is the different types of products they have and which ones are best for you. So when it comes down to edibles, basically they got there's a lot of different kinds of edibles, but I break it down into liquid based and butter based. So basically you got your baked goods like cookies, brownies, anything that is like a baked good, like a cookie or brownie that would have butter in it. So that's like that's canned butter. So canned butter, that hits you differently. It's digested through your stomach. It takes at least 2 hours to kick in. So if you got a weed brownie or a chocolate bar or anything like that that has canned butter in it, it's probably going to take at least 2 hours to kick in. It could even take longer than that. So keep that in mind. So the second other type of edibles they have, those are like more soluble tincture liquid based. And they hit you probably a little bit quicker because they're liquid based, so they absorb through your body faster, but the high will hit you harder and it'll die off faster. So those are the two differences. And for me personally, I can always tell the difference from canned butter based edibles and tincture based edibles. I just can always tell the difference. Like if I eat like a chocolate bar or a cookie, I get a different high than if I eat like a gummy or a lozenge. I don't know. I can just tell the difference. It's two different highs. To me, one of them is more of like a body head high, and the other one is like a sleepy fuzzy high. That's just how it is. I can tell the difference. So you'll also be able to get edibles that are sativa or indica. So there's a lot of different stuff out there. The main thing is to just be careful. Just start off slow. So this is what I recommend. So if you got like a 500 milligram chocolate bar, and each square of that chocolate bar is 50 milligrams, I would take that, break it in half, so you have 2 squares that are 25. And now I would break each of those squares in half, so you have 4 squares that are close to 12 and a half. And I would take one of those. That is a good starter dose for somebody who's never did edibles before, or maybe hasn't done them in a long time and is interested in trying out edibles. Just take a small dose. Understand that it might take 2+ hours to kick in, and just give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to plan it out. So if you are going to the movies at 10 o'clock, maybe you should take your edible at 8 o'clock. So around 10 o'clock is when they'll start kicking in, and then you'll be high for your whatever your event is. So for me, I take edibles in like a more of a medicinal way. Like I like taking small amounts just so it doesn't get me high, but it helps with anxiety, stress. It helps me focus and just have an all around better experience on a day-to-day basis. So I use edibles on like a more medicinal microdosing way. And you can also do that too, but that's a whole nother video. So the second thing is try to be with somebody and in a safe place, in a place that you trust. That's the best thing to do. Call it a weed buddy. If you got like a good friend of yours, or maybe a family member, somebody who can kind of gauge you through the experience, maybe somebody who has a bit of experience about cannabis. The worst thing that can happen is that you take edibles when you're by yourself and you have a bad experience. Maybe you have a cannabis-induced panic attack and there's nobody around to calm you down. So just for safety purposes, I always recommend that if you're going to try edibles, to try to have somebody with you, just in case, something bad happens, if you have a bad experience. So I hate to see people that, they're never going to take edibles again because the first time they tried them, they took too much because nobody gave them the proper instructions and they had a really bad experience and now they're scared to death to take edibles again. Edibles can be one of the best ways to consume cannabis. So try it, be open to it. It can be a great experience if you do it the right way. I mean, nowadays, if you're living in a state where it's legal and you can go to a dispensary, so that's I recommend that you grab your edibles if you're in a state where it's legal. If not, and obviously you're going to have to go through a different avenue like your dealer or a friend. But no matter what, safety first, guys. Start off with small doses, then work your way up. Like I said, I hope this video was helpful. If you like my videos, subscribe to my channel. That way you'll get updates when I come up with a new video. Have a great day, guys. Peace out.